back to another video of Anna Does Pilates at home, with this video being a progression from the beginners into starting of intermediate level Pilates APPI style. So we'll go ahead and get started on our stomach festival today. So make sure you are warmed up. If you need to, use one of my warm-up videos in one of the other playlists. So let's go ahead and move onto your stomach and find our neutral position. Do make sure to have your neck nice and long. Feel free to use a towel for your forehead if that's more comfortable. Arms are out to your side and you ensure you are in your neutral position even on your stomach. Doing some forward and backward tilt until you find the 50-50 and making sure your trans-abdominals are engaged, tucking in the belly in the way a little. From here, arms out to your side, we're going to go into breaststroke prep and we'll then add the hundreds in that movement. So thinking of your fingertips getting pulled away from your body and coming up, allowing your head to follow, to lift off from the mat slightly, though keeping your neck nice and long. And then slowly back down. Checking your bottom as well, so your back is not taking the load. Breathing out to come up, in to hold, out to come back, making sure your movement is very much coming from in between the shoulder blades. Don't let the shoulders creep up to the head. Lengthening it up, and back. And feel free to add your hundreds in, coming up, and from there, as you hold, doing a few pulses before you come back. Keeping neck nice and long, bottom engaged, abdominals engaged. Feet nice and flat, don't let them creep up. Let's just go ahead and make it 5 more. Pulling the shoulder blades in the way, lengthening and pull, pulses and down. And back down, well done. Go ahead and pop yourself onto all fours, and from there drop yourself down into shell stretch. Once you've had a little breather, come back up into all four and find your neutral position in that one. So cats and dogs can help you to transition between both motions of the pelvic tilts, and 50-50 between the two to make it the neutral, with your back nice and flat where you can balance a tray of chicks. When you're happy that you're there, think about your hand position. So your hand should be just a little bit further than your shoulder, with your elbows still a little bit soft, so make sure you're not locking them in. Tuck your toes, and from there to go into leg pull. You're going to come up into your prep, and from there lengthening forward and then coming back down. You breathe out to come up and forward, in to hold, out to come back down. Making sure your bottom doesn't stick up higher up than your back. It's a shooting forward like a star. Keeping your neck nice and long, looking just in between your hands or a little bit further past that. If you're happy with that one, stay at that level. Otherwise you may want to progress it further by adding leg extension at the end. So when you're in to hold, straighten one leg, bring it back. And straighten other leg, bring it back before you come back down. Doing so, your breathing will go. Breathe out, come up and lengthen. In to hold, out leg up, in back. Out of a leg up, in back, out back down. Do reset yourself as you need. Feel free to make your fist for your wrist if you feel your wrists are working quite hard. Or roll your mat and do it that way. Don't let yourself twist either side, staying nice and long, not cheating at the pelvis. Bottom tucked in and stomach tucked in. This is a great one to use a mirror to guide you if you're not sure. Film yourself, see how it looks. Good job everyone, let's make it 5 more. When you've done your 5, you're going to go onto your side for our next exercise. Then we're going to go into side bend with your elbow bent in a 90-degree angle and with your knees, feet and hips stacked on top of one another and making sure you're on your hip joint so you've not dropped too far back, so it will be your back doing the work, or that you're not overcompensating forward in a nice lengthened position. From there we're going to bring ourselves up, thinking of the harness from the side pulling us up to the ceiling. So that's the motion of the head. And the hand comes up at the same time over the head, keeping elbows soft and head long before it comes back. You breathe out to come up, in to hold, out to come back down. Making sure as you come up that you're not rotating forward or back with your hip and your pelvis. Making sure that your elbow and shoulders are in line, and do modify it as need be. Looking forward. Five more. Lovely. And then let's go ahead and do the same on the other side. So again, elbow and shoulders in line, 90-degree angle. Feet, knees and hips back on top of the other, with your knees slightly bent and hips about 45 degrees. From there, making sure that you are on your hip joint, not too far forward, not too far back, and thinking of that harness pulling you up to the ceiling as the arm goes above the head, and then back down, keeping the alignment. Oh, breathe out, coming up. And hold. Breathe out, back down. Again, do reposition if you need the elbow and shoulder position, making sure that you've not rotated forward or backwards around the pelvis and hip. Once again, 5 more. And relax it back down. Well done. In that same position, we're going to go ahead and lengthen ourselves on our side. Finding again that neutral position. So when you're on the bony bit, it might feel a bit unsteady. Hand at the front in that meringue shape, making sure shoulder is relaxed. Relaxing your head onto the lower arm. From there, lengthening the top leg away from your body like it's getting pulled from your toes to lengthen up to hip height, no further. From there, lower leg is going to come and joint for left and lower, and both will come down together. Breathing out to come up, in to hold, out of the leg joints, and both down. Making sure that you're trying to keep yourself in the middle, so you've not again rotated too far forward, too far back. Hand at the front in the meringue shape, not fully done. And feel free to progress on by putting your hand onto your waist to challenge the balance and coordination more. Out up, and hold. Out join, and back down. Five more. Done those, allow yourself a little stretch by bringing your top leg bent on top of the other and letting it go down. And in your own time, you're going to roll onto your other side to do the same lift and lower exercise. Once again, arm nice and lengthened. Legs relax on top of the other, finding your neutral on your side, onto your hip. It's almost like a string is pulling you up from that middle of the waist up to the mat and keeping you there. Hand at the front to help you stabilize, but not so much that you're fixing. Shoulder relaxed, head relaxed on top of your arm. Lengthening top leg away from the body to lift it up to hip height and normal. Hold it there, allow the other one to join, and both to come back down. Breathing out to come up, in to hold, out both join, in back down. And again, feel free to pop your hand on your waist to challenge balance more if you're ready to do so. Slow and control the whole way. When you've done your 5, give yourself that same stretch on that side, top leg in front of the other. And when you're ready to do so, you're going to roll onto your back, once again finding your neutral position. From there, legs bent, feet apart and toes apart. So once you're happy that you're in your neutral position, you're going to bring your hands behind your head. Elbows are out to the side, shoulder blades open. From there, keeping back nice and flat, nice and neutral, not letting that space underneath your lower back creep up. Bring one leg onto single tabletop and then heel to your bottom, sweeping motion to bring your double leg up whilst keeping the trans-abdominals engaged. In this position, bringing ourselves up to abdominal bend, sink the ribcage down, keeping neck nice and long. Not letting ourselves pull from the neck, we're going to twist our body towards one side, almost the opposite elbow reaching opposite knee, and then back, and then doing the same on the other side. As we do so, the opposite leg will straighten and come back. And making sure your toes are pointing as well. So we're engaging all the muscles and also the flexibility. Lengthening and twist, breathing out to twist, in to come back, keeping out the prep, neck nice and long, out of the leg, in back. making sure as you lengthen that you're lengthening forward, that you're not dropping the leg down too far down, no longer controlling at the hip. Stopping it there, and back down, well done. Hopefully you feel a nice bend in your abdominals, and bring your knees to your chest for a little rest and offset. And you may want to bring your legs side to side, or forward and back.
And in your own time, relax your legs back down.
Our last exercise is going to be the hip twist. Bringing the leg back up to double tabletop position. From there, keep one leg to that double tabletop. Other one comes down out to the side, making sure that you're not dropping so far that you're rolling and losing the control. So do feel free to pop your hands around the transabs and pelvis to feel for control. You shouldn't feel a drop underneath your hand. And keep alternating sides, down as far as you can control, and coming back. Breathe out there. Back to tabletop, really working trans abdominals. Make sure your knees don't come closer to your tummy, otherwise we lose the work around the trans abs. Stable leg is nice and stable. It can have a glass with some water in it. We wouldn't pull it out. Still in neutral, neck is still nice and relaxed. Make sure that the movement is coming from your hip, not your knee. Let's make it 3 more on each side. As per usual, please do like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you